Go. This baby is never going to be born. He's going to stay trapped right in there. Get away from me right now, you nasty old witch, you ugly, disgusting beast.
Amara was absolutely delighted. This was her very first pregnancy, coming after 5 long years of marriage. She proudly displayed her growing belly like a precious trophy, feeling so incredibly proud and completely self-assured. Everywhere she went, she effortlessly drew everyone's admiring attention. Amara held the firm belief that her pregnancy rendered her quite exceptional. People would acknowledge her with profound respect, and almost invariably they would step aside, allowing her to proceed. One morning, Amara went to the market. The sun was blazing hot. She stopped before a chestnut seller and began to bargain. "Why are chestnuts so expensive today?" she asked, annoyed. "Ma'am, everything has gone up," the vendor calmly replied. Amara turned her face away, feeling deeply bothered, and she quickly walked away from the scene. On a long journey back to her own home, while she was crossing through a very narrow and hidden shortcut, which was completely surrounded by thick and tall wild grass, an old woman suddenly appeared right there in front of her path, out of nowhere. She was hunched over, quite thin, and she walked very slowly. Unintentionally, she brushed her arm against Amara. "Excuse me, my dear," the old woman said in a weak voice, but Amara was already consumed by a furious rage. "Get out of my way," she snapped. "Don't you see that I'm pregnant?" The old woman slowly turned and stared at her. "My child," she said with serenity, "go a little slower. You nearly knocked me down as well." It was at that moment that Amara exploded. "Knock you down?" she cried. "Now you old people always seem to love stirring up trouble, don't you?" A few people nearby paused, turning their heads to observe. The old woman's brow furrowed, a deep frown appearing. "You'd better be very careful with the way you speak to me," she sternly warned. "Being pregnant doesn't give you the right to disrespect your elders." This statement infuriated Amara even further. "Oh, really? And what exactly are you going to do?" she shouted. "If anything at all happens to my baby, it will be entirely your fault." The old woman then edged a little closer. "Respect costs absolutely nothing. Anger, however, comes at a steep price," the elderly woman stated. Amara let out a bitter, scornful laugh. "But you old witch, get out of my way right now." That single word, witch, was truly the absolute last straw. The old woman's face underwent a dramatic transformation. "How dare you raise your voice against me and call me a witch?" Before anyone could even react, Amara quickly raised her hand and delivered a sharp slap to the old woman's face. The resounding crack of the slap echoed loudly in the air. The curious onlookers recoiled in sudden fright and quickly backed away from her. The old woman stumbled and staggered for a brief moment, but she did not fall down to the ground. She straightened her head, gripped her wooden walking cane firmly, adjusted her tattered dress, and spoke with a deep, gravelly voice that caused a heavy silence to take over the entire place. "Since you are carrying a brand new life within your womb, you must know that this heavy burden will cross through the very fabric of time and space itself forever. The pains will come. They will tear your body and your soul, but the birth will be denied. You will cry out for help. You will scream until you lose your voice, and even then, aid will arrive far too late." A murmur of fear swept through the crowd. Amara let out a nervous laugh. "My goodness, that's quite frightening," she said, but her hands were visibly trembling. The elderly woman slowly turned and then walked away, disappearing from sight along the narrow, winding path. That entire night, Amara found herself completely unable to sleep. The baby was moving much more than usual. The old woman's words kept echoing incessantly in her mind. She gently placed her hands upon her swollen belly and whispered, "They're just words." By the 9th month, Amara was completely exhausted and incredibly anxious. Her heavy belly, her aching back, and those long, sleepless nights. Even so, she continued to smile because everyone kept repeating to her, "Any moment now, the baby is going to be born." Now, if you wish to watch part 2 of this story, please follow this page and comment, "Amara's baby."